we're working on many aspects of reuse and recycling. Um, there was medication needs to be kept dry, spices need to be dry. What this is not just a jar to keep the humidity out, but it dries things. Some of you may be familiar with silica gel. This is a color-changing silica gel. When it's dry, it's orange. When it's wet, it's green. So it actually pulls moisture out of things. So when I had some dry Saigon leaves, I opened the jar sometime later, they were all moldy. There was just too much humidity here. So that little bottle of hair gel has 50 grams of silica gel in it, so it's actually drying those leaves even more now. This is just a sample I brought, but this would be very good for medication. People who have to work at night need practical lights, and all the headlights, like the headlamps that I've seen here or imported, were total rubbish. They burn out, they overheat, and they just get thrown away, and I just found them impractical. So we're putting as much practicality into what we're making as possible. You can't really see it now, but there's a little flashing light there. At night you can see that across the room. So if you've ever been looking for a flashlight in the dark, well, this one's easy to find, and we can also make them out of glow-in-the-dark material. It's got a variety of lights, a stronger light, or if you need lots of light, or just for walking around at night, these little LEDs are more than bright enough, and the batteries will last a very long time. We can put whatever features we need into them, such as USB charging, or they could be a power bank too. Here's a little power bank made out of a electrical box. Now, is anyone here familiar with 3D printing? You design an object in the computer, and then the machine makes it out of plastic. So these objects, like this blue piece here, was designed in a computer, and then the machine makes it, and we put the switches in, and the USB, it's a power bank, it's a bright light, it's also the low-level light, and the USB. It could be charged from solar. Here's the most basic power bank here. It can be dust and waterproof, made out of just plastic fittings. The batteries we use are a very common and standard battery size. These ones, they're in laptop computers, good quality power tools. Like a Makita drill will have 5 of those. This also addresses the waste theme. This is this black cap and the red, they were designed in the computer and printed, and Margaret just wired it yesterday. So it's got the USB, it's a light bulb, and also a small flashlight. This one charges from micro USB. It can also be made to charge from solar. Here's pieces of another headlight that's just under construction. That's going to be the battery box for it. And the idea here is it's going to be made modular. Here's a micro USB charger, but if someone doesn't have AC power, we can put in a module that charges directly from a solar panel. So you can order this in pieces. Now the workshops to make these should be in villages. Basically, once an object like this is designed, it's just a matter of putting the material into the machine and pushing the print button. And Margaret can tell you how easy it is. Basically, these machines are small, they're about the size of a microwave oven. And something that you will really appreciate is now the engineering team is working on making these 3D printers built into old refrigerators. Because if you have a machine that's kind of sensitive and delicate, how do you move it around? Well, you have to put it into something. And the machine needs to have a frame. So why not just use the fridge as an existing frame and build the machine into it? And if we build it, we can fix it. So all of these products, the concept is they be built in the local community, and then they can be fixed. Now these lights, you can see this one's quite new. It burnt out very quickly. They put too much power through them and they burned them out. So after a disaster, when you have uncertain power, you may have solar panels, you may have a vehicle battery, or one of our power banks. Just put this on with one hand here. So we're purposely running it at very low power, but at night this is really bright. And if my calculations are correct, it should run on this power bank for more than an hour. And this is also this is our first model. Okay, now, a while back we had a lady working with us. She had never welded before. She learned how to weld very quickly. So as soon as she was welding, she was making things like this for us. The Ministry of Environment wanted to get rid of the refrigerant bottles. They're single-use refrigerant bottles that look like a cooking gas bottle. They're very good material, good quality steel, so she just cut a piece of the bottle out and welded a piece of pipe to it. Now you've got a practical handle. And a tool that, these tools can be sold to generate income for the workshops. And our welding plant is solar powered, running on batteries, no generator, no inverter. And it's very old, made in Japan. It's very simple. We can make those welding plants in a basic workshop here. And then they can run right off the solar systems. When Dr. Atta showed me the driftwood candle holders, I thought, well, sure, candles are nice, but they're expensive and a fire hazard. So right now in the daytime, this doesn't look like much. It's got flickering LEDs in it. At night, it's pretty good. I've got some ideas for sewing projects also. I grew up in Eastern Europe. We had fishnet bags. They're small enough to fit in your pockets, so you can remember to take it with you, and they're very strong and tough. So there's just one of these ideas to put out there. Then also, I'd like to make shelters from bed bugs. There's quite a bed bug problem in many areas, and I think I've solved it, but I need some help with sewing. And there were so many subjects mentioned that are so important, such as we begin right at the top of the chart. We are, well, I was really unprepared for this. We really are far more important, let's say, than the physical world. We are just living in the physical world. And when I was growing up, I was taught that our work, our actions, are a reflection of who we are, of our character. And the products we're trying to make are to help people, and not just here, but there's an international need for this. The reason we're making these things is because I can't order them online. So what I would like to instill in the workshops is that we have to express, basically be the best human being that we can be. And then everything comes after that. It's about the quality of life. And one thing I would love to get rid of is that distinction between work and play. That's, I think, what causes a lot of trouble these days. Because a rugby game is difficult, it's hard, it's dangerous, the weather can be bad, but people get hurt and they go right back in the game. But somehow that's fun. And then, oh, I got to go to work now. Well, I would really like to help young people find what it is that they're good at. Because the successful people I've known, I'm talking about multimillionaires, they didn't go to work, they went to play. Basically, it's about being engaged, but not being attached. Just playing the game and doing, well, it seems that when people are doing what they really enjoy doing, what they're good at, they become very good at it, and they actually then forget they're going to work. They like what they're doing. We've been working with food. One of the biggest pieces of rubbish we have is an old 20-foot shipping container that we're converting into a kitchen. When Dr. Corbetta and me bumped into each other in Suba, you asked what we are working on, and I said healthy ice cream, and you commented that you thought ice cream couldn't be healthy. Since then, I've taken it to Coronivia to get it analyzed for the nutritional content, and the chemistry director was so impressed that he said to do a product development proposal for FAO, because it's local. One of our popular flavors is lemon ginger. It can either be made with no oil or coconut cream. It's non-dairy. It's basically food. And as soon as I can, I'll be making it using sugarcane juice rather than just cane sugar. And when I grew up, bubbly drinks were basically fruit juice that was carbonated, a bit of fruit juice. So we've been starting to do that too. And these are things people can do in the village. They can make healthy, carbonated, bubbly drinks, whether it's like a bubbly herb tea or we've made it with, what's it called, passion fruit. Just a little bit of fruit for flavor, a little bit of sweetness, and then we'll use cane juice. So we're working on many aspects, and well, that picture there really makes me sad, because the reality of domestic violence, well, really, where does someone learn about relationships? Before you're allowed to drive, you have to learn how the rules of the road work. How do relationships work? When I was young, there were many programs that taught us basically relating skills, communication skills, how to express yourself safely. Now, it's said that women and children suffer from violence, but the man in that picture, he's not happy either. How could he possibly be happy? He's not in a good relationship. I mean, the fact that he's hitting his beloved, that's a crisis. That should not happen. So I would like to, if possible, if there's anyone here that could help bring this to Fiji. The material is still available, but right now it's well been overshadowed by things that are being advertised, like anxiety pills or whatever. So if we can help bring some of this in, I would very much like to participate in that. So I think, thank you very much. And